Whitney Houston's death. What really happened? Whitney Houston was one of the most successful and influential singers of all time, with a voice that captivated millions of fans around the world. She sold over 200 million records, won 6 Grammy Awards, and starred in blockbuster movies such as The Bodyguard and Waiting to Exhale. But behind the glamorous image, she struggled with drug addiction, marital problems, and personal issues that eventually led to her tragic death on February 11, 2012. How did Whitney Houston die? According to the final coroner's report, Whitney Houston died of accidental drowning in a bathtub at the Beverly Hilton Hotel in Beverly Hills, California. She was 48 years old. The report also stated that heart disease and cocaine use were contributing factors to her death. The toxicology report found that she had cocaine and its metabolites in her system, as well as marijuana, Xanax, Benadryl, and Flexeril. However, none of these drugs were considered to have caused or contributed to her death. The report also revealed that she had atherosclerotic heart disease, which is a narrowing of the arteries due to plaque buildup. This condition can increase the risk of heart attack and stroke. The report also described the scene where Whitney Houston was found by her assistant. She was lying face down in a bathtub filled with water that was 93.5 degrees Fahrenheit. She was wearing a brown wig and had minor abrasions on her forehead, nose, and upper lip. There was a small spoon with a white crystal-like substance on it and a rolled-up piece of white paper in the bathroom, which are items used to snort cocaine. There were also several prescription medication bottles, an open bottle of champagne, and an open can of beer in the room. What led to Whitney Houston's death? Whitney Houston's death was the culmination of years of drug abuse and personal turmoil that began in the late 1980s. She admitted in several interviews that she started using cocaine, marijuana, and other drugs after she became famous and faced immense pressure from the music industry and the media. She also had a turbulent marriage with singer Bobby Brown, who was arrested several times for drug-related offenses and domestic violence. They had a daughter, Bobby Christina Brown, in 1993, but their relationship deteriorated over time and they divorced in 2007. Whitney Houston tried to overcome her addiction several times, entering rehab programs and seeking spiritual guidance. She made a comeback in 2009 with her album I Look to You, which debuted at #1 on the Billboard 200 charts. She also performed at various events and appeared on talk shows such as Oprah Winfrey's. However, she still faced criticism for her erratic behavior and declining vocal quality. She also faced financial difficulties and legal disputes with her former manager and ex-husband. In early 2012, Whitney Houston traveled to Los Angeles to attend the Grammy Awards and perform at Clive Davis' pre-Grammy party. She was seen at several parties and events in the days leading up to her death, where some witnesses reported that she appeared intoxicated and disheveled. On February 11th, she was scheduled to attend Davis' party at the Beverly Hilton Hotel, where she was staying. She spent the morning doing interviews and rehearsals with other singers such as Brandy and Monica. She returned to her room around 3:15 p.m., where she spoke to her mother Cissy Houston on the phone. She then decided to take a bath before getting ready for the party. Her assistant left the room around 3:30 p.m., leaving Whitney alone. When she came back around 3:45 p.m., she found Whitney unresponsive in the bathtub and called for help. Paramedics arrived shortly after but could not revive her. She was pronounced dead at 3:55 p.m. How did Whitney Houston's death affect the world? Whitney Houston's death shocked and saddened millions of fans and celebrities who admired her talent and legacy. Tributes poured in from all over the world, including from President Barack Obama, who said he was heartbroken by the news. The Grammy Awards ceremony that night featured a tribute performance by Jennifer Hudson, who sang Whitney's signature song I Will Always Love You. Many other artists also dedicated their songs or speeches to Whitney during the show. Whitney Houston's funeral was held on February 18th at the New Hope Baptist Church in Newark, New Jersey, where she sang as a child. The service was attended by over 1,500 guests, including family members, friends, and celebrities such as Oprah Winfrey, Tyler Perry, Alicia Keys, Stevie Wonder, Kevin Costner, and Aretha Franklin. The funeral was broadcast live on several TV channels and online platforms, drawing millions of viewers. Whitney Houston was buried next to her father at the Fairview Cemetery in Westfield, New Jersey. Whitney Houston's death also sparked a renewed interest in her music and movies. Her albums and singles soared to the top of the chart, breaking several records. Her greatest hits album, The Ultimate Collection, became the best-selling album of 2012 in the UK. Her songs also dominated the digital and streaming platforms, with I Will Always Love You becoming the most downloaded song of all time by a female artist. Her movie The Bodyguard was re-released in theaters and on DVD, and a new documentary about her life, Whitney, was released in 2018. Whitney Houston's death also raised awareness about the dangers of drug abuse and the need for better treatment and prevention programs. Many celebrities and fans shared their own stories of addiction and recovery and expressed their support for those who are struggling with substance abuse. Several organizations and foundations were also established or expanded to honor Whitney's memory and legacy, such as the Whitney E. Houston Academy of Creative and Performing Arts, the Whitney Houston Foundation for Children, and the Grammy Museum's Whitney exhibit. Whitney Houston's death was a tragic loss for the music industry and the world, but her life was a remarkable achievement that inspired generations of artists and fans. She will always be remembered as one of the greatest singers of all time, who touched millions of hearts with her voice and spirit.